All right, I'm gonna try to not look at this stuff too much. But I am live, correct? Yeah, I don't want anything to be spoiled for me, so if you guys can just check to make sure that my audio's good. If I can get confirmation that you guys are seeing Streamlabs right now in the chat on the right and my mouse is swiggling around, that you guys can hear my voice fine, then that's good. Hello, yes, I'm good. So if I play this stuff here, so you guys can hear that, right? And how was that balanced? That was really loud in my ears. How was that balanced with everything else? And I'm trying to go into this somewhat blind, so I'm not going to be looking at chat until after I've watched it. I'm just going to kind of quickly glance to make sure that my stuff's good. Yeah, it's good. That sounds fine with the balance. Okay, I think it's just too loud in my ears, so I'm going to turn that down. Okay. All right. Well, let's get it going, I suppose. It's just, I just as a quick preamble, I'm, by the way, notification number. See, I haven't gotten, over the span of like an hour and a half, I haven't gotten this many notifications in like ever. Like, seriously. I get quite a few comments in a day normally, but that's a lot. So I'm just guessing that's people probably commenting on the Pokemon video, either positive or negative. I don't know what to expect, really. I feel like Diamond and Pearl remakes are a fairly safe bet. I just think, given the hints that they've given us, given some of the online stuff like the domains and the Twitter accounts, also just numerous leaking, websites stuff. I'd be pretty surprised if that wasn't in here to some extent. To what extent, though, I don't know. I do know that there's the Post Malone thing, I think, which I'm going to have to skip through because YouTube's going to cuck me if I don't. I made a community post about this yesterday, just kind of telling everybody that I'd be streaming. And what some of you guys expressed and kind of what I was expressing is that like this is kind of a make or break thing for me. Like if this is whack, like I'm going to move on. And that was kind of the intention of that video, was I just kind of wanted to say my piece and just kind of move on with it, because I didn't think that I would really want to spend my time in this series anymore. I just didn't think it was worth it. And also I just kind of didn't want to support it. So I'm very like cautiously optimistic / horrifically worried, if that makes sense, because I think this either has a chance to really be something cool and they'll show us something that'll give me hope for the rest of the franchise, or it'll be, really whack Diamond and Pearl remakes with, removed content, bad graphics, removed areas, stuff like that. So, we're not going to get a full taste of that now, I don't think. We're not going to be shown all of that stuff right now. But I will say that looking at this like to dislike ratio has made me a little bit less worried, I suppose. I guess I'll just get my predictions out there. If this is Diamond and Pearl remakes, but maybe it's not. Maybe it's Let's Go, Gen 2 or whatever. But if it's Sinnoh remix, I think it's same Gen 8, Gen 8 animations, Gen 8 graphics, Gen 8 models, texture, stuff like that. I think it'll be pretty safe in that regard. Dynamax, I don't want it to be in there, but it's going to be in there. Gigantamax forms probably for some of the more prominent Pokemon in that region. And then I did tweet something out yesterday, and I don't really tweet much anymore. But it was more of a meme. That was kind of my expectation going into it. If you want to find me on Twitter, it's the same as my username. But I don't know. I mean, this is either like if this is good and exciting, then I kind of want to sit here and talk about it, for a little bit. We'll go back through, comb through all the things I talk about, kind of dissect it, tell you what I'm thinking about it. If it's terrible, then you know what? We'll laugh and watch the world burn. Because if it's bad, I'm assuming Twitter is like a complete disaster right now. So I'll maybe head over there, see some of the stuff going on. We'll laugh at it because it'll be pretty funny. So, all right. Let's get going. It's been 25 years. Out of precaution, I'm going to turn this down just in case. A little bit. Indeed. It's a big part of Diamond and Pearl was, the online. I know some people were expecting Snap information. We might get some of that. I know the game's coming out like in a couple of weeks, right? Again, I want to turn this down just out of precaution. It's really loud in my ears, so you should still be able to hear it, right?
Gold, silver, evolution, trading card, anime,
This is so funny. They're just like saying things. Games, Pokemon, TV show, manga, N64 textures. Joking. Yeah, I do know. I've watched some videos on those like the card swipers for some of those games and stuff. We've come a long way since then. Race. Pokemon tackling race relations in America. Let's see here.
Diamond and Pearl,
USB link.
global trade, trading card, anime,
More anime.
gold, soul, silver, sprint,
I think, some people have asked me like what my favorite game is in like the Pokemon series, and I was like really reflecting on it. I think I've always said Heart Gold Soul Silver, but like upon reflection, I think it like really is Heart Gold Soul Silver. Like, I don't think, at least for me, I don't think it's that close. From a content, from a focus, the more kind of gameplay centered focus of those games, the atmosphere and music and stuff, I think that's just my favorite. But again, anything from like 3 to 5 is pretty good. So all these games are fun to play. Typing. We're good, man. Okay, cool. I'm briefly checking chat every now and then. Seems to be good though. All right. Yeah, this is way too long. Bruv. How many times are you gonna say anime? Typing on a keyboard. Drawing. The advent of physical communication. The invention of the wheel. Dang, they said screw those goofy mobile games. Is Pokemon Go the best Pokemon game since Black 2 and White 2? It might be. It's kind of a weird thing to think about, but it genuinely might be. Obviously, like, it's not mechanically deep or anything, but just from an enjoyment perspective. Yeah, I mean, I look back on Pokemon Go fondly. I didn't play it very much, but I went out with people, who did. everyone's favorite Pokemon game. The least controversial game ever created. Though I do notice that's which theme is that? I hear it in my head. I can't quite pin down which theme that is, but I wonder. I haven't been listening to the music that intensely. I wonder if they've been like weaving little remixes of stuff into there. Probably have. Outer space. What? How long has this been? Dude, who edited this? This shit took 5 minutes. It's a 20-minute presentation. So, art, poetry. It's like the ending of Metal Gear Solid 2. I am super tired of this like uber positive vocal music, you know? It's like people just like singing fake stuff. Okay, in your hands, let's go.
Hello everyone.
My favorite person.
From the Pokémon Company. February 20th.
What you got for us, Chief?
The date Pokémon Red and Pokémon Green were released in Japan, marking the beginning of the Pokémon series.
Okay.
An astounding 25
Turn this up a little
years
bit.
have passed since the Pokémon series was born. We've shared so
I wasn't
much
born.
over the past 25 years,
Game's older than I am.
but also through so many other mediums, thanks to the support you've all shown us.
The support.
Thank you, each and every one.
Hashtag Game Freaky Slide. Bring back national.
Today, Mr.
joking.
Utsunomiya will introduce our latest updates.
Who? Sorry.
Thank you, each and every one of
If he
you.
says Amori or Masuda, I'm worried.
Today, Mr. Utsunomiya will
Mr.
introduce
Utsunomiya?
our
I don't think I
latest
recognize him.
updates.
Okay. Maybe this is like a side thing.
Hello there.
I recognize this guy.
Utsunomiya from the Pokémon Company. First, I'd like to give you the latest update on the new Pokémon Snap game. We've
Okay,
put
cool.
together a video that will show you some of the game. Please have a look.
I figured they show something about this. I don't know how I feel about this. I've never played the original Snap. Like I don't really get the appeal of it, but people say that it's good. I'll definitely check it out. Might wait for a price drop or something. I mean, it looks great. I like the art style. I like how expressive everything is for sure.
You'll ride the Neo 1 through the jungle, across the desert, and even
Like some of the stuff where I'm talking about in my video,
creatures
but like kind of
live
giving the
in their
Pokemon more
natural
like
habitat.
specific interactions, like more
And of course,
personalized,
you won't be alone.
expressive interactions. I think this is going to showcase that, but I just don't know how interactive the gameplay is going to be. On rails photographs. And I know there's like there's like high score competitions and stuff. I know people get into that.
Get that research started. By watching wild Pokemon, you can discover behaviors and expressions.
Yeah. So this is exactly what she's saying. They're rarely seen in the main games because they don't take the time to animate their Pokemon.
And there's Vaporeon. Let's try throwing it a fluff fruit.
Cute.
That's it. Now's our chance. Oh, it's Tyranitar. What a wild way to eat.
Wow. It's like a
Here's a
character.
park at night.
And this should like the Pinsir fighting the Heracross, right?
Oh, that sure made Hoot Hoot happy. You'll also have Illumina orbs, something the professor
Illumina. So
invented.
light it up.
If you use one of these, you can make any Pokemon glow.
That's a little whack. I don't know about that, but sure, whatever.
Those flames changed color.
Oh, that's kind of neat. I don't know. It looks a little sus.
Make good use of your tools to take shots that really stand out. Then show the photos you took to the professor.
Okay, points.
Oh, 4
Yeah,
stars. We captured
it's a big thing for
rare
some people I know
moment here.
with
Catch a
competitions and
variety
trying to get
of
higher
different
scores and stuff.
behaviors on camera to fill up your Pokemon photo decks.
I see
And
Sobble.
there's more.
I wonder if
You'll be
Inteleon
interested
is gonna be in the
photos
game.
you've taken.
Sobble Squad.
Use features like stickers and frames to make your favorite photos even more
I just wonder how many levels there are going to be of this.
And I'm sure you'll want to show off your best photos, right?
How much content
You know
there's really
that
going to be.
feeling well. When you want to do that, it's time to go online. You can share your favorite photos and check out photos from around the world.
Okay.
And if your photo becomes popular, it might even be featured and get more attention.
Yeah, that's
Seeing
a
something
smart
like that
inclusion
may
with,
inspire
you know, an
to
online
go back
service.
and take even more photos.
Stunfisk is
We're
right
getting
now.
closer to the start of your adventure.
Mini-or,
Unexplored
right?
islands and plenty of Pokemon await in the Lental region. So make sure you're prepared.
Metapod used Harden. The classic meme.
Whoa! Is that the mythical Pokemon Celebi?
Cool. Yeah, I know, because Snap has, I think, like, the game, like, the last level, you have Mew there. I know the legendary birds are in the game as well. Cool.
What did you think?
I mean, that's good for people that are fans of the original game.
Game's release.
Because I know, like, people have been talking about a sequel, you know, forever, really.
Next,
Hopefully it's good.
I'd like to tell you about several events we're holding to celebrate Pokemon Day.
Okay. I hear Sword and Shield music, I'm just like,
Pokemon Shield games, special max raid battles
Fat
featuring
Pikachu.
Gigantamax Pikachu are underway.
Is this a Let's Go Pikachu Johto
And in Pokemon
pre-thing?
Cafe Mix, we're holding
I've heard this game is whack. Cafe Mix, like, everyone I know that's played it thinks it's terrible. I haven't played it, so I don't know.
Go, Articuno, Zapdos, Moltres,
Kanto.
even Mewtwo,
There were some, like,
legendary raid battles.
well, it's, there were like some bingo boards before this of like what they would announce, and one of the points was just like Kanto. So there it is for you.
Leon and his partner Pokemon Charizard will arrive at last. We hope you'll enjoy these events. Next, I'd like to present the latest news about the Pokemon video game series.
Okay,
Have a look at this video.
I'm worried. Should it be good or bad? What's up? Space, the final frontier. 2007. Well, there it is. Oh Lord, please. Please don't just. Please. 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 Just please don't. Just don't. Just don't mess it up, please. Once more, okay, so remakes. Is this like a phone game? Okay. Brilliant Diamond, and what is it, like, Shining Pearl? That's for the Switch? Wait, hold up. Hold up, what? Wait. Hold up. Bruv. Chief. The chibi art style, it's something. I mean, this looks like, this is like very Gen 6-ish. Kind of like, it's like Let's Go and Gen 6 combined, but like mobile. These are Switch games? Okay, hold up. So like, well, this looks very faithful. I mean, this looks like almost like 1-to-1. Like if you've ever seen the Final Fantasy VI, it's like there's like a remastered version of it, and No, this is not like. Is there like a mobile version of it? I don't know. It's like this, right? Like Final Fantasy VI. If you've ever seen the original, it's just like sprites. Like I think this is the original game. Like so, you see like the sprites, and then they kind of like redid it like in this like chibi light art style, but it's still like 1-to-1. Like this looks like Diamond and Pearl to me. Like obviously they haven't shown us everything, right? This is very brief, and they'll probably talk about it after the trailer. But like, why would I like get this? Like what is going to separate this from the original? Because right, it looks incredibly, you know, it just looks like you remove the original charm of sprites and replace it with like mid 3D. You know? Well, let's go through this real quick. I don't have Pokemon animations memorized, although just based upon this Garchomp right here, it looks like they're reusing Sword and Shields, or I guess X and Y's idle animations and stuff. Yeah, this looks right to me. Like I feel like I've seen that Lucario animation before. Okay, well, what Brilliant Diamond and Shining Pearl? Well, it's something. But another story awaits. So I did see some rumors about this stuff.
This is a tale from a long, long time ago,
Voice
when
acting?
the Sinnoh region was still only a vast wilderness. A certain village bustled with the comings and goings of people.
So I'll say, so just before we get into this, I did hear rumors about like a feudal Sinnoh thing, like a prequel, which is like whack. I thought that was Cap. And it looks like that's actually not Cap. I don't know what that means, but let's go.
A certain village bustled with the comings and goings of people, while in the mountains and seas, Pokemon
I guess it's voice acting?
roamed as they pleased.
Okay. So like a split, I guess, between man and nature. Is that Matt Cornett? Oh. Well. I'm just smiling like an idiot right now. That's definitely new animations. I like how the old trainers are like designed after the new ones. It's an eclectic collection right there. Gens 2, 7, and 5. I guess those are the starters. They're reusing different starters, and it's kind of like a fan game idea. What is this? That's Arceus, right? Or Arceus, some people like to call him. Pokemon Legends. Early 2022. So I guess that's what that was?
I'm pleased to
Yeah, we're definitely going back and looking at that.
new additions to the Pokemon video game series, both taking place in the Sinnoh region. First, I'd like to present the Pokemon Brilliant Diamond and Pokemon Shining Pearl games. These are
Okay.
faithful remakes of the Pokemon Diamond
Looks like
version
it.
and Pokemon Pearl version games, which were released for the Nintendo DS system in Japan 15 years ago.
Okay, so you're gonna talk about it a little bit. Cool.
The Pokemon Brilliant Diamond and Pokemon Shining Pearl games. Remakes of the Pokemon Diamond version and Pokemon Pearl version games, which were released for the Nintendo DS system, are coming to Nintendo Switch.
Is that analog movement?
These games will be developed by Ilka Inc.
Okay.
who also
This is
worked
also
on
another thing I
Pokemon
heard about.
Home. The project is being directed by Yuichi Ueda of Ilka, as well as Game Freak's Junichi Masuda,
Okay.
who was the director for the original Pokemon Diamond version
So wait,
and
real
Pokemon
quick.
Pearl version games.
Ilka. I don't know
Your
much
adventure will
about
take
them.
place in the Sinnoh region. Rich in nature and with towering Mount Coronet at its heart, it is a land.
Okay, we'll look at this a little bit later.
Your adventure will take place in the Sinnoh region. Rich in nature and with towering Mount
I mean,
Coronet
it's
at its
the
heart,
original
it is a
geometry.
land of many myths
Water looks
passed
nice, I
down
guess.
through the ages. The sense of scale of the original game's towns and routes has been carefully preserved, and you'll be able to travel through familiar locations
Carefully preserved.
once again. You'll set out on your journey after choosing either Turtwig, Chimchar, or Piplup as your first partner Pokemon. In these games,
Okay.
you can enjoy a grand adventure together with all the Pokemon from Pokemon Diamond version and Pokemon Pearl version. Newcomers and previous visitors to the Sinnoh region alike can look forward to experiencing the original Pokemon Diamond and Pokemon Pearl stories, freshly recreated for Nintendo Switch.
I mean, this looks really like. I mean, like I mentioned, like it looks really faithful. But that kind of raises the point of like, well, what is the point?
What did you think?
You know, I have the original game still
Pokemon
on the
Shining
DS,
Pearl
right?
launched
Am I gonna
simultaneously
spend
around the
$60
world this year. We hope
on
you're all excited for a nostalgic yet
just
fresh
less
adventure in the
appealing
Sinnoh.
graphics?
Next, allow me to introduce you to the Pokemon Legends Arceus game.
Well, this is the real game. This is the big boy
Arceus
stuff.
represents a new approach for the Pokemon video game series. Development is in full swing at Game Freak with the aim to deliver a gaming experience that breaks
Okay,
new
Game Freak
ground
still.
for the Pokemon series.
Good.
Please have a look at this video.
Okay, real quick, can we talk about this overdub?
With the aim to deliver a gaming experience that breaks new ground for the Pokemon series. Please have a look at this video.
That was recorded in two completely different places, anyways. Sorry. Doesn't matter or anything. Just thought it was funny. Pokemon Legends Arceus. So,
The events of this game unfold in the Sinnoh of old. In this time, too, Mount Coronet towers over the center of the region.
cool.
Pokemon live freely in the wild here, but the harsh environments may be different from the Sinnoh region you remember. In this era, people have journeyed to Sinnoh from all over and founded a prosperous village in the hope of learning more about this land. As for these three Pokemon, Rowlet, Cyndaquil, and Oshawott,
So, this is a
were
strange
said to be
collection.
brought to Sinnoh by a certain professor who encountered them while traveling around various
But
regions.
that's fine.
You'll set off on your adventure after receiving a first partner Pokemon of your own from this professor.
Okay.
With the village as your base, you'll venture out to the different corners of the region on your quest to create Sinnoh's very first Pokedex. Even in this era,
So you go from no
wild
Nat Dex to
Pokemon can
making
be
one.
caught with Pokeballs.
Okay.
Even in this era, wild Pokemon can be caught with Pokeballs. You can also engage in Pokemon
Okay.
battles alongside
there's still this
your
turn-based
Pokemon
combat.
allies. Sharpen your skills for both catching and battling Pokemon, and strive to complete your Pokedex.
The battle engine is definitely different to some extent. Just the way animations are handled looks different.
Now for the mythical Pokemon that graces the game's title and story, Arceus. According to legend, Arceus shaped all there is in this world.
Arceus.
But
Ugh,
how
it's
is
gross.
this Pokemon connected to your journey? The answer to this question and more await you in this exciting new action RPG adventure.
It's an
for the
action
Nintendo
RPG,
Switch
real
system.
time. That's it's something. It does look Breath of the Wild inspired.
Arceus will launch simultaneously around the world early next year.
Early 2022. Early 2022.
Hope you're all excited to set out on
They
this
normally go for those holiday
across the Sinnoh
releases.
region,
I wonder if that was like
each one
a
distinctly different from the other, with the wonderful
COVID thing.
nostalgic Pokemon Brilliant Diamond and Pokemon Shining Pearl, as well as the Pokemon video game series' new journey, Pokemon Legends Arceus.
As Pokemon
Well,
celebrates
there's a lot to
their
unpack there.
We will continue to challenge
That was more than I was
ourselves and
expecting.
find new ways for everyone.
But we'll go back through it and look through it for sure.
Thank you very much for watching.
Although I don't want to die. I don't feel like I want to end my life. So to that end, I guess they did, they did a good job. Okay, there's like a Breath of the Wild shot.
As Arceus will launch.
Where is it? Like this is straight up Breath of the Wild cliff right here. That's a lot. Okay. Let me see what you guys are saying in chat. I'm gonna have to go on my phone to do this. I mean, I think the way they're splitting this up is for sure interesting. Like, you have, the just flat remake. I mean, I don't really have a whole lot to say about Snap, right? Like, it's people are going to play it. This looks really mid to me. Like, this is super mid. Let's go full screen. Like, this just looks like whack mobile remake. Like, I don't know what you got. Like, this looks whack to me. This, I mean, it's just like the fundamental art style. I mean, you guys saw my first reaction to it. I thought it was a phone game. Like, it has that kind of, like, it just looks cheap. I don't know. Brilliant Diamond and Shining Pearl are questionable names? I don't know. I mean, like, they weren't going to go, like, I remember, like the earliest ones that I remember, like, people were on board with was, like, Temporal Diamond and Spatial Pearl or whatever. Like, they weren't going to do that. The Sinnoh fan game that Nintendo canceled. I mean, that's kind of what it looks like. I mean, it looks pointless. That's kind of where I'm at. Is at this point, I'm thinking, like, just, I mean, is this better than Sprites? Does it look more appealing than Sprites? To me, it doesn't. I think it just looks kind of cheaper and weird. So I mean, I guess this is one thing to look at right here is that the underground. This looks like the underground to me. So this is either the cave in Orberg when you have to go find. It's Rourke, right? Is the first gym leader, I think. Because there's like the big circle. I know you guys can't see, but like you go all the way down here. They're like some like Machop, and he like uses Rock Smash down here. This is either that or this is the underground. Just based upon the walls, because I feel like the walls would be bare right here instead of having the wood over top of it. So I think, let's go through this scene by scene, just see what we can pick up. I mean, I think there's a reason why they didn't show this last, right? Like, this was not the big reveal is, hey guys, Diamond Pearl remix, right? The big reveal is, oh hey, look, we have this cool new idea game, right? I mean, it looks like, I mean, this looks cheaper than Let's Go to me. I mean, can we, Let's Go Pikachu, let's look at some screenshots of that. And I made the My Sims comparison. But like this, like, I don't know, let's see, this looks like a low res image. Here, this is really low res, but I mean, I feel like the sense of style in Let's Go. I mean, like, it's not like Let's Go are like amazing looking games or anything, and those are really faithful remakes too. But like, I feel like it doesn't look like Let's Go does not look like a cheap mobile game to me. This does. And like, what are the mechanical differences? Why would I play this? Are you gonna replace HMs? Because I mean, this kind of comes across like a remastered port almost. But they're definitely reusing. I mean, this is the same. These are for sure the same animations. Although it looks like the lighting engine for the Pokemon looks different. Because like the ones in Sword and Shield like have this kind of like glimmer to them that these ones don't. But they're the same models, same animations, which isn't surprising. But like this is the same. This is the same catching animation that's in Sword and Shield right here. The water looks nice. Okay, they kind of flash through a lot of stuff right here. It's the beginning of the game. This is the, Valley Windworks. I think the Drifloon only shows up on Tuesday. Okay, Orberg. I mean, it's nice to see. I mean, like there are little embellishments, like these little like transporters. They're moving. I mean, you see them moving, but that's kind of to be expected in a 3D space. I don't quite recognize what this is right here. This is something online. Someone said to go back to where it said FUD. I did notice that. I wasn't going to say anything about it. Text straight from Microsoft Word. I don't know if this is before or after it, but yeah. So one thing is that like they're playing audio behind it, right? Like you hear the Shinx cry, you hear the Piplup coming out, but there's no music accompanying the thud, right? It's just like text thud. So I mean, like the models in the battles look okay. They look better than the models in the overworld for sure. Like this is like Let's Go right here. This is Let's Go model. Yeah, these are for sure the same battle animations. I do remember people asking how they were going to recreate this because it's supposed to be both Dialga and Palkia at the same time. Dialga and Palkia, so that's something that you just kind of lose and go into 3D. It's that ambiguity, but they kind of like combine both the designs. But I mean, again, that looks like my Sims. Where was that? Right here? I mean, seriously. I mean, it's my Sims. But My Sims was released 15 years ago. When was My Sims released? Yeah, 07. So that's 14 years ago. I don't know. This feels very like rushed and half-assed to me. But I mean, it looks like they're not making the game ostensibly worse. I mean, especially like if they nerf the difficulty, especially, then I don't see any reason to play this. I mean, like to me, the main thing that Sinnoh needs, the main thing that Diamond Pearl / Platinum need is just HM streamlining. And I know I complained about that a little bit in the video, but it's more about how I think they kind of like overcompensated. Just like make it items that you unlock or something, or just don't force your Pokemon to learn moves. Those two side by side as a tweet right here. I see a Let's Go. I like the 1-to-1. Yeah, it does look like, but like just what my opinion is of that. And like I want to talk about this more. I don't have a whole lot to say about this. This is just like kind of whatever to me. I mean, it's disappointing, but if this whole thing here didn't exist, then it would be like super mid. I just wonder, like, you're gonna. So obviously they outsourced this to ILCA. Do any of you guys have any information on ILCA? Because I know they mentioned that they worked on like what Pokemon, one of the Pokemon games. So I'm assuming this is all comments on that. Yeah, we'll get back here. Since it looks 1-to-1, let's get some music going. How good is this? Okay, let's go. Saw something a little better. Before now, you never heard of them before. They help with Nier Automata and Yakuza. They helped. So who is the main team behind Nier Automata? I've gotten recommendations to play that game. No, I don't want to go there. I want to go. It's Platinum. That makes sense. Published by Square Enix. Okay, ILCA. I mean, they're not on the Wikipedia page, so it must have been pretty minimal. Yakuza. No, they're not here either. Pokemon Lo-Fi Hip Hop 2. Yeah, let's go with the Diamond and Pearl music, sure. So this right here is like, I don't know. Again, if this was the main thing they showed off, people would be pissed. Like, this would not be this, you know? So, I mean, like, obviously they outsourced it, so it's not... you know, it's not taking up, I guess, Game Freak's resources. But it kind of makes me wonder, like, why not just port the game? Right? But what if you, like, just ported the game and then implemented some, you know, quality of life improvements into it? Like that would save you probably 95% of the development time of here. Appreciate it, Dolphin. How do you think the EXP share will work on the remakes? Yeah, so the one thing there is that it says that Masuda was the director, which is not surprising. Yuichi Ueda, that's not a Ueda that makes like Shadow of the Colossus and stuff. I don't recognize him. CTSnet. He's done some things. I don't even know if it's the same guy. I don't recognize his name from any of the other stuff. 4 would have been very hype. I mean, I think that would have been fine because, like, this seems to be more preservation as opposed to, like, reimagination, right? This seems like it's like we want people on the Switch or people that don't have a DS or a 3DS or whatever to have a way to play these games, which is good. Yeah, are these games gonna be $60? There's no way. Hold up. Shining Diamond. Let's see. Does anybody have any information on the prices? Price? Anybody talking about it? I mean, I didn't see anything about a price of it, but I think charging $60 for this is bold. Did they mention it anywhere? I didn't catch it if they did. Dude, there's no way. Dude, they can't get away with charging $60, man. There's no way. Yeah, they don't mention it.
We hope you're all excited for a nostalgic yet fresh adventure in the Sinnoh version.
Okay. Just enhanced. I mean, it looks like. I'm not saying it's gonna be this bad because this remake was really bad, but there's a Secret of Mana remake that came out a couple of years ago. Like, let's look at some of this, right? like this. Like this is what I'm being reminded of. Because if you look at the original Secret of Mana, it's just sprites, right? Super Nintendo. So like you go from these like kind of like charming, cute sprites to just like this to just cheap 3D visuals, right? Again, it's the same areas, it's the same ideas, but it loses a lot of the charm. And it just makes you wonder, like, what's the point, right? Because there's like a level of expressiveness with sprites that is just harder to emulate. You know what I mean? Like that's kind of the energy I'm getting. Should be like 40. I think 30 is probably good. Because I mean, DS games, I think, I could be wrong about this, but I believe they were originally charged for 35. Right? Like how are you gonna charge? I mean, if they go more than 40, then that's whack. If this is 60, I mean, I'm not really interested in playing it, honestly. It doesn't seem like anything that I get much enjoyment out of. Like, yeah, it's Sinnoh games, they're good, but like, I don't really feel the need to. Like, why am I gonna drop money on this, you know? Like what is the benefit to any of this? Some occasional streamlining, okay, cool. Yeah, if they yeah, I don't think they will charge 60. That seems like ridiculous to me. 40 probably. That's what I'm gonna assume. Like it almost feels like they might just do like a digital only. Like I don't know. PS2 games being like $20, yeah. I mean, because the PS5 games are going to be like 70, right? Hope it's 30 to 40, but it's probably going to be 60. Look at Link's Awakening, yeah. Well, like Link's Awakening to me did not look cheap. Yeah, you can probably like that. Like Kami, you're right. You can probably find mods, ROM hacks where a lot of those quality of life improvements already exist with the better visuals, right? It's not about dropping money, but about spending time on it for me. It's both. I mean, yeah, it's like I don't feel like I'm going to enjoy it very much because I feel like it's just going to be kind of like a lower version of whatever, right? Okay, but I'm tired of complaining. Okay. I think my thoughts on that are clear by now. For sure. I mean, like when that first picture of Dawn or that first model of Dawn popped up, I was like disappointed. Like my heart sank a little bit. Yeah, like Link's Awakening. Like, I know people have problems with that being 60, and I can agree from a content perspective, but it wasn't cheap. You know, some people didn't like the visuals, but it wasn't cheaply made. Yeah, Skyward Sword for being 60 on Switch is whack too. Because I mean, that game, when the game was originally released, it was 50. I mean that's a straight port, not even a remake. So I don't get that, the decision behind that. But I want to go back and look at this because I kind of was just like smiling during this and I wasn't paying attention. Because like this is what they want us to focus on. They don't care about that other stuff, and it kind of seems like they're like it's like the Sinnoh remakes have kind of diverged into two different things. Like the more creative, the more creative stuff is being made in this. Like the kind of newer elements of the remake are kind of being pushed into this as opposed to the actual remake.
With the comings and goings of people. While in the mountains and seas,
the hour per dollar rule, I don't entirely agree with that. Because like, I mean, if you get 10 hours of an amazing game that's like really tight, like I'm not going to complain about that. You know? For certain games though, I think that's fair. Like if it's like an online like multiplayer game, and like the point is kind of to get content out of it, then. But I'd rather have a game that's like tight and good than like is overlong and filled with filler. So right away, it's like, wow, a world. But I mean, I'm not because I don't want to complain too much, but this looks cheap to me. So it looks like, is there only like one main town? Because if so, it's like how do you traverse places? Right? I know some people were mentioning Genshin Impact. Fox, I got a lot of thoughts. I mean, I have more thoughts on this than the Diamond and Pearl remake for sure. Like, conceptually, I love this. Right? I'm just kind of watching it again. I mean, so the animations have changed for the attacks. I don't know how much of it's actually new or how much of it is just about displacing the models. Yeah, the frame rate is... I don't know how well you guys are seeing this on this stream. I don't know what I have Streamlabs set to. These decisions, this is strange to me. But I did get a lot of comments about... I got a lot of comments about people saying, like, what if they just didn't make new Pokemon? Right? What if they just took their time and didn't make new Pokemon and just focused on the actual gameplay in the world and, you know, the animations, make everything more lively.
The mountains and seas.
And that kind of seems like what this is.
A certain village bustled with the comings and goings of people. While in the
Now, I don't know if this is just like a trailer thing or if this is like a... If this is like indication that there's going to be voice acting.
Pokemon roamed as they pleased.
Someone mentioned the rolling. How did they make the character be able to roll? How is that going to impact Pokemon gameplay? That's a very good question. It doesn't seem to have much of a function. Well, right away. So, I mean, again, like, I want to go back and listen to what she's saying more closely.
This is a tale from a long,
Okay,
long
so,
time ago.
You know, it's like
when the Sinnoh
prequel.
region was still only a vast wilderness.
So, when the Sinnoh region was only a vast wilderness, you guys are kind of talking about, like, you don't want it to just be empty fields. But...
It was still only a vast wilderness.
I mean,
a certain village bustled with the comings
okay,
and
a
goings
certain
of people.
village.
While in the mountains and seas, Pokemon roamed
I'm
as they
going at 60,
pleased.
right? Okay, it looks like it's me. I mean, that's... Right away, it's like exploration, right? I mean, it seems to be the focus here. In collecting Pokemon, like I think later on they mentioned... Yeah, like, what is the point of rolling? That's a very good question. And this is, for sure, something that people were... This is something that was more... kind of conceptual. I wasn't really expecting this. But the thing when it comes to like something like this is how does it work mechanically? So right away it's like you're like shooting the Pokeball almost, right? And I'm going to talk about the graphics and the performance in a little bit because that definitely stood out to me. Adding 100 plus every few games was a bit much. Yeah, that's definitely true. But what I will say is that you have to think about it from the perspective of like trading cards. If you don't have new Pokemon for trading cards, if you don't have new Pokemon for Ash to collect in the anime, right? This is kind of like where the multimedia part of Pokemon actually lets down the games. You hope you can Shield Surf. Pokemon Shield, you get a Zamazenta out there, ride on him. Okay, so... I mean, I kind of like the ancient Japan style of things. I mean, it's definitely a unique visual style for the series. If you go back to, they kind of have like the calligraphy
While in the
going on
mountains
here.
and seas,
I mean, it's a
Pokemon
different artistic
roamed
direction
and
for sure. And this is not reusing. I mean, like the lighting engine definitely isn't the same. Because this looks kind of more similar to Pokemon Snap, and we'll get into the graphics in a little bit. If you couldn't ride Pokemon like Tauros and stuff, I mean, you'd hope so. Very true, but Game Freak also had time to make the trees better, but who knows? So it's like, there's like one shake. So right away, like there's no reticle for this, right? So I wonder, is aiming a part of it? Like, you know? I'm thinking, like, is this like an automatically locked on thing, or do you aim it? If so, I mean, I feel like they'll probably at least add an option for some reticle. Okami HG, I definitely got Okami vibes, for sure. Doesn't quite have that sense of, like, because Okami also has, like, cell shading, and the models kind of have this weird, like, outer layer to them. And I'm not quite sure how to describe. Going back in time makes a lot of sense. I mean, yeah, for an exploration, it's more open. So, I mean, again, it's vast. There's a lot of stuff here. I think this is the same bridge that you can see. You can see it here, and then the dawn part. I think, you see this bridge here? It leads up. There's like a big rock here to the right, which will be on the left. From this perspective. Yeah, maybe this is the same area. This is like the starting area, I'm assuming. So right away, they're not sticking to just Sinnoh Pokemon. Like, it's not just those 100 and however many. Because obviously, Rhydon is Gen 1. They're probably not showing the HUD for a more cinematic look for the trail. Yeah, that's what I would assume too. Okay, well, right away, so you can catch a starter. You can catch Chimchar, which is, you know, I don't think any of the main games let you catch starters. Well, actually, that's not true. I think you can in Sun and Moon if you, like, you can, like, there's like a scanner thing, I think. So there's something here I wanted to, because I'm going to talk about the graphics in a little bit. Right away, the aspect ratio changes. Is that, okay, so I'll, if you guys notice that, the aspect ratio, it tightens up in battles. See that? Catch starter. At least new-ish animations. And this is that main town again. You can see it later. Well, so right away, it's like, it's hard for me to tell with this Starly, right? Is it like reacting to you moving towards it? Like, or is it just like moving around? Because this Starly over here is just kind of chilling out. See him, he's just hanging out. He's just hanging out, that guy's running. I don't know if that's just like an idle animation of them walking, or if that's them actually interacting, like if it's like responding to your movements. Because I actually, I mean, I went on a walk on, I think last Sunday. I mean, I go on a lot of walks, but there was one last Sunday and there was like this bird that was like on the sidewalk in front of me. And as I was walking, it was just like, I get close to it and then it would like run forward a little bit. And then I got closer to it again. Because I mean, it was saying on the sidewalk, kind of, I got close to it and then it ran away again. You know, something like that where it injects the creatures with life, right? It looks like it's running away. That's kind of what it looked like. Trigger new area. I mean, this is definitely different. And I appreciate that for sure. This is more, I think, what I was hoping that it would be. Definitely. Doesn't look nearly as static. So it's like... It just... I'm trying to, like, even figure out what's going on. it's like, well, it's not cell shaded, which is how, or is it? No, there's like a gradient on Oshawtt's face. There's like this light gradient on Rowlet here. Like, to me, Rowlet looks like a shiny ball here, right? It doesn't look like fur, really. He kind of looks like he's like plastic or ceramic. Pokemon 2, finally. I hope the 3D Cyndaquil line always has the fire spouting like it does there. Wait, you're right. Does, well, I know, obviously, I know Typhlosion doesn't have, this goes out of this. Let's see if we can find anything on that. Cyndaquil even in these games? No. I know I spelled Cyndaquil wrong. Let's see here. Yeah. No, so the idle animation here doesn't have the flames. So they added it. So maybe some of the idle animations will change, or they'll at least add some of it. How do I feel about it? I mean, I definitely appreciate the direction of it. I'm not going to have a concrete opinion until the game's actually out, of course. We don't know a whole lot about it. But like, I'm excited to see. I mean, I feel like they're actually trying. like after the trailer, I was like, I don't want to die, which is a good feeling, I suppose. Do I want to go through and watch this? Like the more and more time is passing by, I don't care about the Diamond Pro remake stuff. This seems really like kind of thrown together. Let's see what they say about
Project is
ILCA.
being directed by Yuichi Ueda of Ilka, as well.
Okay, that's Ilka again.
These games will be developed by Ilka Inc., who also worked on Pokemon Home.
Pokemon
The project is
Home.
being directed by Yuichi Ueda of Ilka, as well as Game Freak's Junichi Masuda. Who was
I have Home
Pokemon
installed, but I've never
Diamond
used it
and Pokemon
because I'm not paying money for that.
Your adventure will take place in the
I want to see what they say about
nature, and with towering Mount Coronet at its heart,
the new
it is
thing.
A land of many myths passed down through together to experiencing the original Pokemon Diamond and Pokemon Pearl stories, freshly recreated for Nintendo Switch.
Launch simultaneously.
So obviously, I haven't seen the larger discussion, but I'm assuming the general opinion is people are excited but worried about the new game just because it doesn't look very good. Like, not like it doesn't look good from like a conceptual perspective, but it doesn't physically look very good. But I'm assuming people are really disappointed in the Diamond and Pearl stuff.
Breaks new ground for the Pokemon series.
Yeah, Fox, if you missed it, I compared it to My Sims. Like, this is what the Diamond and Pearl remake looks like. Or it's over here somewhere. Oh, physics
The
equations.
events of this game unfold
Okay.
in
Let's listen to what she has to say.
The events of this game unfold in the Sinnoh of old. In this time, too, Mount Coronet towers over the center of the region. Pokemon live freely in the wild here, but the harsh environments may be different from the Sinnoh region you remember.
The harsh, yeah, it doesn't have the same snow feel to
In
it.
this era, people have journeyed to Sinnoh from all over and founded a prosperous village in the hope of learning more
See,
about this land.
Founded a prosperous village. So it doesn't seem like there's different towns and stuff to travel to.
As for these three Pokemon, Rowlet, Cyndaquil, and Oshawott, it seems they were brought to Sinnoh by a certain professor who encountered them while traveling around various regions. You'll set off on your adventure after receiving a first partner Pokemon of your own from this professor.
I do like that they're like kind of inspired by the original Sinnoh designs.
Around various regions. You'll set off on your adventure after receiving a first partner Pokemon of your own.
Although
from
this is new
professor's
official art, isn't it? Because, like, let's look at like Oshawott. I guess they got Kintsugi Mori to go back and like this is the official art that I've always known, right? Like this looks new to me, so I wonder if they're redoing some of the art for it. It's interesting. Just a little side note.
Professor, who encountered them while traveling around various regions. You'll set off on your adventure after receiving a first partner Pokemon of your own from this professor. With the village as your base, you'll venture out
Like
to
the music.
different corners of the region on your quest to create Sinnoh's very first Pokedex. Even in this era, wild Pokemon can be caught with Pokeballs. You
Okay.
can also engage in Pokemon
So, right here.
battles.
So the HUD is interesting. I see. So yeah, the aspect ratio thing is a battle thing. So they did remove the HUD for
Even in
the
this era,
cinematic stuff.
Wild Pokemon can be caught
Although-
with Pokeballs.
Let's see here. It still doesn't have like a crosshair or trajectory for the Pokeball throwing. So I wonder how that's gonna work.
Even in this era, wild Pokemon can be caught with Pokeballs.
Or maybe it's more fun without it. I don't know.
You
I
can
mean,
also
again, hopefully, if they do have a HUD like that, I hope they at least give you the option to remove it for sure. Because I mean, options like that are always good.
Pokemon battles alongside your Pokemon allies. Sharpen your skills for both catching and battling Pokemon and strive to complete your Pokedex. Now for the mythical
Okay, and I
Pokemon
think this is where it stops.
quest to create Sinnoh's very first Pokedex.
So you're like a first Pokedex. I mean, it's like, I guess the aim of the game is to collect everything. Which is, I mean, obviously got to catch them all. That's kind of been the point.
Even in this era, wild Pokemon can be caught with Pokeballs. You can also engage in Pokemon battles alongside your Pokemon allies.
So why would you?
Sharpen your skills for both catching and battling Pokemon.
So Gallade has a level. Gallade is level 70. Right? So there is a leveling mechanic.
Very first Pokedex. Even in this era, wild Pokemon can be caught with Pokeballs. You can
Right.
also engage in Pokemon battles alongside your Pokemon
So
allies.
maybe like for Garchomp, obviously Garchomp is a powerful Pokemon, right? Maybe it's like you have to weaken it. Kind of like how in Let's Go, when it comes to the legendary birds, you have to like defeat them first and then you can catch them. Maybe it's kind of like that. Because like given the context of the world, like given the fact that it seems like there's only really one town and everyone is populating in that town, like there aren't going to be trainers, right? There's not going to be other NPCs to battle, I don't think.
Also engage in Pokemon battles alongside your Pokemon allies.
There's not going to be a champion, no Elite Four, which is fine.
Sharpen your skills for both catching and battling.
But it does make me
Pokemon
wonder,
and
like,
strive to complete
where do
your
the battling
Pokedex.
mechanics come into place? Why would you engage in that? What does she say here?
Sharpen your skills for both catching and battling Pokemon and strive to complete your Pokedex.
Strive to complete your Pokedex. So like with
Sharpen your
these,
skills for both catching and battling Pokemon and strive
so I mean
to
they're
complete
emphasizing the
your
battling.
Pokedex.
It's not like it's some side thing. There's a reason for it.
Now
I have no
for
idea
the
what Arceus is
mythical
gonna do with
Pokemon
this.
that graces the game's title and story, Arceus.
The game could be about settling the
legend,
Sinnoh region, so there may be
Arceus
people
shaped
coming
all
over,
their
somebody gets
phases of
stronger,
the
so that's how you get
But
challenged.
how
Yeah,
is this Pokemon connected to
that could
your
definitely be
journey?
true. I think that'd be
The
neat.
answer to this question and more await you in this exciting new action RPG adventure for the Nintendo Switch
So you
system.
can roll. Controllable camera, right?
The answer to this question and more await you in this exciting new action RPG
Okay, so
adventure
I wanna remember
for
that.
the
It's
Nintendo
1915.
Switch system.
Because I'm going to talk about the graphics here in a little bit. Like there has like I don't recognize this animation. It's like a kicking animation almost, right? And well, there's another thing I guess to go back to is
Pokemon Legends Arceus will launch
there are
simultaneously
screenshots
all
showing
over
riding
early next
Pokemon,
year.
climbing mechanics, and flying Pokemon, climbing
We hope
mechanics.
You're all excited to
Yeah.
start on these adventures.
See, like to me, this is smart from a game design perspective. Is you're not, you know, like well, I don't know how close the region's going to be. It looks very different.
Across the Sinnoh region, each one distinctly different from the other, with the wonderfully nostalgic Pokemon Brilliant.
Each one distinctly different, but is it going to resemble the Sinnoh region? Like, are the lakes going to be in the same place?
Pokemon
I
Legends.
mean, it should be, right? You have those 3 lakes. Mount Cornet, they say, is in the center,
Celebrates
so...
25 years. We will continue to challenge ourselves and deliver new ways for everyone to enjoy Pokemon.
Well, I mean, like he says, we continue to challenge ourselves.
As Pokemon celebrates 25 years, we will continue to challenge ourselves and deliver new ways.
Yeah, the animation's
for
close
everyone
combat, but I feel like...
Even more.
Like, I don't think that Lucario's ever had that animation before. Right?
Thank you very much for watching.
Let's see here. Maybe there's something here.
Alright, we all know that beating Pokemon Soul Silver using only shiny Pokemon is obvious.
Small ant. Let's see here. So what's up? Extreme speed, so not quite the same there. Full swipe. Okay. Because, like, I feel like, just, like, off of memory, which obviously might not be amazing. Is it here in the second part? I feel like Lucario normally has, like, this kind of, like flurry of punches. Also, it looks like you can control the camera. Another thing I want to talk about is the scale. Because, let's see here. It's hard to see with this right here because he's, like, bent down. How tall is Garchomp supposed to be? 6'3"? So this could be right. It looks like he's downhill. G-Boss. Do you know my Twitter? Could you send it to me on Twitter? Here. It's just Jacked on Surfer. If you have a Twitter, if you could just DM it to me, we can talk about it on here. Well, so like the camera's rotating. Again, that could just be like a cinematic thing, but it looks like you can control the camera during fights. And again, it's hard to say just because of the positioning of it. How tall is Glade supposed to be? That'll maybe help. I don't think Glade's supposed to be that tall. It's 5'3". So here, I mean, it looks like... You know, Garchomp bent over kind of looks to be the same height as Glade, which makes sense. Starly, I like Timchar looks right to me. Lucario, maybe, hold up. See, because Lucario is actually really short. So, I mean, we don't know how tall the trainer is going to be, but Lucario's 3'11". I feel like he's maybe a little tall for that, so maybe the scale is not changed. Maybe it'll be like Sword and Shield, where like the scale... I mean, maybe it's right. It's kind of hard to tell off of some of this. Who are we battling? Yeah, Jared, that's kind of what I'm curious of, because it doesn't seem like there are trainers. So that's going to be wild Pokemon, or that's going to be some sort of way that... Don't care about this.
Switch. In this era, people have journeyed to Sinnoh from all and Oshawott are Pokemon of your own.
This is very fan game-y though. You know, like, I don't mean that in a bad way by any means. Like, kind of like taking old starters, like this kind of eclectic collection of them. That's definitely something I've seen in fan games.
Sinnoh's very first Pokedex.
New spin on it. Yeah, I mean, I'm happy that it's breaking out of the formula of, you know, beat gym leaders, become the champion, right? Because that formula has been worn out. But I wonder, is this going to be like a side series? So they're going to have this, probably another Let's Go game at some point, and the main series, Generation 9. See, I feel like at a point, different studios will take on different parts of it, right?
Wild Pokemon can be caught with Pokeballs.
So this is being developed by Game Freak, which does give me obviously some level of trepidation.
Battles alongside your Pokemon
I think I like this HUD though. It's got, you know, it's got style to it. Kind of it imitates that kind of calligraphy look earlier on. If those three are the only starters, that's really random. Azerti, I mean, I agree with you. It seems like it seems strange that those are the two they'd pick. But there's a part earlier where you
Even
can
in
see
this era, wild
the trainer catching a
Pokemon can
Chimchar.
hunt
So there are
like
going to be
animals.
wild starters somewhere.
You can also engage in Pokemon battles alongside your Pokemon allies. Sharpen your skills for both catching and battling Pokemon and strive to complete battles alongside your Pokemon. You can also engage in Pokemon battles.
So these idle animations
alongside
are
your
the
Pokemon.
same, but they're interjecting it with, it looks like other animations.
You can also
Like you see,
engage
like
in
he kind of
Pokemon-
like thrusts forwards a little bit. Like they still kind of just stand around, but there's action in some of the dead
battles
spots, which is
alongside your
good.
Pokemon allies. Sharpen your skills for both catching and battling Pokemon and strive to complete your Pokedex.
So it looks like you battle the wild Pokemon to weaken
Now
them so
for
you
the
can catch
Nintendo
them.
for the Nintendo Switch await you in this exciting new. The answer to this question and more await you in this exciting new action RPG adventure for the Nintendo Switch system.
Do you think the Pokemon you can collect will only be limited to the Sinnoh Dex? Well, we see
The answer to this
Staraptor.
question and more await
Oh, wait, no,
Well, there
that was
is in
stupid.
this
We see Rhyhorn.
exciting new
Or Rhydon,
action
excuse me.
RPG adventure
Or it's
for the
Rhyhorn,
Nintendo
yeah.
Switch system.
Right here. So, I mean, Rhyhorn is not it's a Gen 1 Pokemon. But I think Rhyhorn is in the Sinnoh Dex. Let's see here. Is that spelled correctly? Is it? See, Rhyhorn is in the Sinnoh Dex. Oh, because Rhyperior is as well. So that makes sense. So actually, that doesn't confirm anything because Rhyperior is a Sinnoh Pokemon. So it would go back to that. So that might not mean anything, but I feel like it might just be the Sinnoh Dex.
Complete your Pokedex.
Yeah, King, like, because it's not just called Pokemon Legends, it's Pokemon Legends Arceus, right? So they have a subtitle to it, which to me indicates
Now
there's
for the mythical
gonna be other
that
Pokemon
graces
Legends.
The game's title and story, Arceus. According to legend, Arceus
the
shaped
Game Freak
all
wanted to
there is
remake the
in this
DPP
world.
remakes
But
themselves.
how is this
Couldn't
Pokemon
optimize the game for the
connected to your
Switch to
dream?
handle running it. I mean, this looks really poorly
The answer
optimized
to
right
this
now.
question and more await you in this
So,
exciting
you know,
new
geographic
action RPG
differences, there's like a
adventure
kind of
for the Nintendo Switch system.
dry area. There's a big lake right there. That's probably one of the 3 lakes. Although, right here,
For the Nintendo
there is something going on over here. Do you guys see that? Something's going crazy over here. Going brazy. What is that? Is it like a... It looks like water? Something's like... if you ever played Breath of the Wild, it's like this Satori Mountain thing. There's kind of like this like Aurora slide over top of it. But like, going back to exploration, it's like this, like right away. If I'm playing this game, and I'm right here as a trainer, like I want to go there, right? Something cool is happening over there. I don't know what. Is that a story thing? Is that a is that like a wild Pokemon doing something? Kind of like an event like I mentioned with the Gyarados in my video, if you've seen it. Is it like that? I don't know. You got a feeling this is leaning toward the newer Switch release being this year. An explosion. Because like it kind of reminded me of like when Team Galactic explodes or blows up the lake. But obviously it's not that because Team Galactic isn't going to be here. Volcanic. It looks like water to me though, doesn't it? It's like circling almost. I can't tell what that is. It's like a geyser. That's kind of what I'm thinking. Yeah. Let me copy and paste this because I want to. I'm gonna start talking about the performance, and I noticed something weird. Let's see here. I want to get both of these. Let's get back to this. Okay. No, that was right. Because this Chimecho right here showed me something interesting. Okay. Because there's a shot of a Chimecho earlier on. I don't quite know where it is. Doof. Battling. Must have been earlier. Right here. Okay. So let's find where this is. Okay. So I'm going frame by frame. All right. So right away, let me try this out a little bit. Right, okay, so I'm gonna go frame by frame. I think the game is running in 30. So let's look at faked on. Is that what I meant to do? Hold up. Okay. So I pressed it. Press. So this is 2 frames right here. I don't think you guys are gonna be able to see this all that well. It looks like some of the compression is different. That's probably just a video thing, but this is 2 frames right here, so it's running at 30. Frame. So pay attention to the chime echo. We're gonna do some incredible math right here. So maybe let's get it when it's a little bit closer. Wait, hold up. Okay, let's just. Okay. So let's see when it moves. It moves right here. So that's 1. So we're gonna keep it 30 frames a second. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. What that means is that it changes every 4 frames. The game's running at 30. That means you're gonna go 30 times 1/4, or 30 over 4. What is that? That's 7.5, right? So what this means is that the chime echo animation right here, and I don't know how well you guys can see this. Chime echo animation here is running at 7.5 frames a second. 7.5 frames a second. And it looks like it. Just for a point of contrast, I think Ocarina of Time on the N64 runs at 20. It's either 20 or 15. Let's see how Chimchar is. Because Chimchar was another one that looked kind of choppy to me. It's hard to tell because he's moving. It's hard for me to tell. It looks like... just kind of the way I'm eyeballing it. That looks like... So this looks like one pose right here. It's hard to tell. I can't really tell with this one. Well, let's check here. See, so Staraptor right here is moving in 30. This is 30 frames a second for Staraptor. Let's look at this. This will be an easy one to see. No, it won't. Actually, maybe it won't be. It's harder to tell when the camera's moving. So, like the main reason why I highlighted both, because right here means do that. Let's go back a little bit. Okay. No, I'm tripping. So by contrast, see, Chimecho right here is going 30 frames a second, right? 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2. I mean, see how Chimecho is moving along with the camera? Like, he's moving every single frame the camera's moving. He's running at 30 frames a second. Right? But what this shows me, or like, because this doesn't look like a battle to me, right? That looks like you're just out in the overworld doing whatever. So, what I'm thinking about, well, yeah, that's the thing is that, look, I don't think even Game Freak would say that this is acceptable. This is not in 2021. Come on. I mean that's a slideshow PowerPoint presentation. You know, like it stuck out to me automatically, and even right here. So, you know how I said that Staraptor was going in 30 frames a second, right? Which is the frame rate of the game. And I doubt it'll be running at 60. Hold up. So let's see here. That's 1, 2, 1, 2, change. 1, 2, change. So he's going 15 frames a second. He's going half the frame rate. So what I'm feeling about this is that it's just really poorly optimized right now. You know, as much as we talk about like textures and stuff with how like they didn't fix the tree, one thing that is true is if you go back to the original Sword and Shield, treehouse thing. Look, like, see, I was expecting this, right? For the like to dislike, which is why when I saw it, I figured it would be good to some extent. So like from an optimization thing, let's see here. So what I'm expecting to have happen, that wasn't as bad there. There should be some parts where it's really bad. I think the part it's bad before the Wingle. So right there, you see how the game like freezes going into the battle, right? It's like stutter, and then it goes. That's not in the final game. That was fixed. So when it comes to stuff like that, I mean, they show that they'll optimize their stuff, and again, I don't see this being final. There's no way, because Bidoof right here, I mean. It's hard to tell with this animation. He keeps kind of bobbing around. It looks like he's moving at 30 frames a second. So one difference is that this is a closer camera. What I'm thinking that they're doing, and this is just my speculation going here, is that the draw distance looks significantly better. You know, Pokemon aren't popping up left and right in front, like right in front of you like they do in Sword and Shield. What I'm assuming is happening is that the Pokemon are going to be running at a lower frame rate the further they are away from you. That's my guess. It's kind of like, if you've ever like seen the like low poly model of Mario in Mario 64, is like when Mario's a certain distance away from the camera, the game says we're going to compress and squish his model so that you have less information, less memory going on at any given moment. It's just done for efficiency. I'm thinking that their way of combating the whole problem is the whole the render distance problem and the pop-up is I feel like they're just lowering the frame rate of Pokemon that are a certain distance away from you. But even then, like some of like the throwing animations don't look particularly tight. But like so, like here, like look at Chimecho's distance to the camera, as opposed to right. Where is it? It's like 1920, I thought. Okay, it's after Arceus, right? Or Arceus, as they want me to call it now. Is it? It's earlier. It's right here. So this is Trimecha running in 30. This is Trimecha running in 7.5. Right? I'm thinking that has to do with the camera's distance to it. Because here, Bidoof is closer to the camera, and then he's running at a higher frame rate. Let's go back to Garchomp here. Because it doesn't look set to me. Sometimes it looks good, sometimes it doesn't. Okay, it's just stutter right there. That could be a video compression thing. They dropped a frame right there. You see, he's running in 30. Probably bugged to make the Pokemon have a low FPS even though it's close. Yeah, I mean, with like the whole rolling stuff, I know somebody asked about that earlier. Okay, I know somebody wanted me to look at, we wanted to look at some of the other screenshots that have been leaked. You know, it looks poorly optimized right now, but I expect that stuff to get better. I don't expect the textures to change, which I'm honestly okay with. They don't look good. Like the rocks especially look rough. Like this looks rough. But I mean, again, textures don't define a good game. I feel like if the core gameplay is good, if it's engaging, if it's more interactive, which it looks to be, I'm totally okay with bad textures. Especially if it's going to run smoothly. Like, I will happily take a game that runs great and has bad textures over a game with great textures and runs poorly. So, let's see here. I figure Central probably is leaking some things. Yeah. I saw this a couple days ago. Okay. No longer turn-based. Combats are now energy-based. Okay, so that's how like Final Fantasy works. Is you have like a meter that like progressively fills up. Apparently it is turn-based, so this doesn't seem to be fixed. Let me see, does Cerebi, have they posted anything else? Okay, so they have like this. I like this. It's got like a little zipper. I kind of like the lessened technology. If any of you guys have like the pictures that I think G-Boss was talking about, please send them to me on Twitter so we can look at them. Because I'm obviously not going to know where they are. So this looks to be turn-based. It doesn't look like there's a It doesn't look like that's like a timer thing. I don't see any like meters for that. Thought it was modern. No, I like that, the difference in design. Wish they showed in the video made it look like combat was evocative of the traditional Pokemon battle system. Yeah, that's exactly what I'm thinking. I mean, it kind of looks like just turn-based combat. The roll. Let's see here. He battles... Oh, it's probably going to be easier to see towards the end. Like here. So he clicks slash. No, I don't think you have control of the camera. It looks like it just naturally rotates. Although, see, I don't know if this is like lag, but it looks like you click slash. Right? No, that's pretty close. Well, so we don't see Garchomp attack, so we don't know. But the Garchomp doesn't have a level to it. That's another thing I noticed. It's kind of interesting. Hmm. Yeah, I mean, some people are saying... Yeah. Again, I'm okay with the game not looking amazing if it's fun to play. Like, I'm totally cool with that. Perhaps. That's, I don't know. Pokemon Legends, somebody mentioned climbing. Maybe you can use several moves in a row until you're out of energy, and then you need to manage your bar, perhaps. I didn't see a bar like that on the screen, although they could have, for the sake of the trailer, removed it to... So nobody seems to be sure with the whole climbing thing. We'll see about that. So these seem to be leaked images. Flying, so it looks like... This looks kind of fake to me, but I can't tell. It looks like you can ride Pokemon though. What is that? Is it like a Stantler or something? I don't know. Obviously they didn't show that. That seems to be like leaked stuff, so we'll get more on that later. But I mean, like, definitely this is... I mean, this is exciting to some extent, even if it's just a first step. I mean, it looks like a new experience, which is kind of funny because it's, you know, set in the, you know, far past, you know, a long time ago. It's the most, you know, new thing they've done. I mean, Ishihara mentioned towards the end, yeah, the ones at the bottom, that they look kind of fake to me, but again, who knows when this was made? I don't know if they would have had enough time to edit those by the time that it was created. It's hard to know. But again, I'm assuming they'll probably reveal more stuff about that later. I don't really know if I want climbing. Like, I don't know how that would suit this game. But the more real-time aspects of it are going to be... I mean, that's going to make or break the game, of course. I'm looking forward to it, I guess. I mean, it's hard to say right now. I wouldn't mind seeing the game get delayed, though, if it had to. If it had to get delayed a year to polish it up, to make it tighter, then I'd be totally down for that. Because to me, this looks just very poorly optimized right now. But again, from an exploration, catching Pokemon perspective, I am down. It's probably the rock climb HM. Oh yeah, that's a good point. I didn't think about that. That makes a lot of sense though. Like certain spots that you can climb the... I wonder if there will be shinies. I'd assume so. And I don't know how Arceus is going to do with it. So there's some sort of story going on, right? But again, this is what Game Freak is devoting their time to. This is what they're making. So we'll have the same trappings, same faults that their more recent games do. Probably to some extent, maybe, but it looks like they're pushing themselves to some extent. And I think this is probably more in the spirit of Pokemon than really like Sword and Shield are. It looks pretty early in development. I mean, yeah, but a year is not... I mean, we don't know how much of like the game conceptually has been made. We don't know how, if like the map is finished. We don't know of the new animations, how many of those are finished, right? So it's not like all of that's going to go into optimizing the frame rate. Yeah, Mooney, your prediction of a Gigantamax Bidoof did maybe not come through. But I kind of want to watch it, you know? We should encourage change, we sure should. Game Freak skipped Gen 4 remakes, we can. Change is good if it's good, that's also very true. I mean, again, like the more real-time interactive stuff, like rolling around, throwing the Pokeball stuff, that's going to be a big part of the game for sure. Parts of it look significantly like to me this town looks pretty good, I think. Like this looks fine to me. Right? Good stuff from Game Freak is something new. Wild stuff looks a little but that's not, I'm expecting it to be optimized to some extent. And again, I'm okay with bad textures if it means a good game. I'm cool with it. But I do just hope that this game is given the time that it needs. And maybe, you know, if this is the first step onto something bigger, something greater, then it is. You know? Hopefully that's a sign of things to come. Do you guys have any more thoughts on it? Any other ideas you think I didn't mention or other perspectives on it? Because I think I've pretty much said my piece on it now. I don't really have a whole lot more to add. Show all the battlefronts here. Yeah, I mean, I would expect that from the Diamond Pearl remakes. What are they called? Shining Diamond or Brilliant Diamond, Shining Pearl? Yeah, that's probably a miss for me. I don't think I'm gonna buy that. I don't see point. But again, I'm okay with them kind of splitting this up so that it feels like everything's more focused as opposed to just heaping everything onto the same studio. Grass mods are the most taxing on Skyrim. The lag could have been the grass. Yeah, it's like kind of going back to Breath of the Wild. The Kokiri Forest is like really like you drop frames like mad there. It doesn't seem to have much content. Yeah, there aren't any NPCs in the village. That's the thing I'm definitely curious about too. Is that it's like, what is the point of the game? So you collect your decks, right? Or you make the Pokedex. So you just go out and find Pokemon, which I think is cool, but is there more to that? How is the battling going to get involved? Is there any sense of progression involved with it? I expect that there is, but that wasn't made clear to me by the trailer. Yeah, and again, I would rather have, it's like the Shigeru Miyamoto quote, like a rushed game is forever bad, but a delayed game is eventually good. You know, I hope that they understand that, and if this game is not performing well enough at release, that they just take their time with it and add the content that they need to add. And you know, again, this is a good first step though. It's exciting. Now this is not exciting. This is mid. Say there's a story to it, so I'm thinking they aren't really showing us. Yeah, either they aren't showing us or they don't have a whole lot to show. I mean, you know, it's a game, obviously. It's playable to some extent. So, I wonder how online will be. Yeah, if there'll even like be online battling. I'd assume there would be. How items are going to work. For sure. I mean, I'm assuming we'll learn more about that going into the future. But I've mentioned that this direct was kind of like a make or break thing for me. And it most certainly isn't a break. You know, we'll see more going into this game, but this is definitely more what I was hoping for. NPCs are behind, yeah. Again, is it all going to be in that one town, or are there going to be NPCs out in the world? Who knows? Alright, well thanks for joining me. This was fun. Again, I don't want to die. How exciting. This is actually something exciting came out of this. Something like, oh wow, I'm alive. Like, you know, for the main series to move forward. Yeah, I mean, again, if this is the future of Pokemon and they kind of just throw a bunch of remakes at us, I'm cool with that. If we're getting good content out of it, I'm cool. Alright. Well, I'm going to end stream. Thanks for joining me. I'll, if you're flying, we'll just be fast travel. I hope it isn't. But I mean, yeah, I definitely don't think it should be. Alright, well, have a good rest of your day. I got a class later today at some point, so that'll be a lot of fun. But again, that was fairly positive experience. Although the introduction, just real quick, introduction was too long. Pokemon Snap stuff's fine, but all this is cool. Similar to Omega Ruby, I think. I feel like with the more open overworlds, Fly Through the Sky, I feel like with the more open overworld, they're not just gonna like teleport you into the towns, right? Yep. All right. Well, thanks for.